Hello there. Welcome to Holocron. That was my worst impression yet. That was not a good one.
Hello there.
Retake, but this is
Hello.
we've done a couple. You know what? This is episode 21 of the Holocron Chronicles. My name's Mark, aka the Canardian, and I'm joined, as always, by my trusty co-pilot, Charlie Carden. Charlie, back in a hotel. How you doing today?
Stuck in Wisconsin. Yeah, no, it seems the last 2 or 3 times we've done this show, I do alternating weeks where I'm home and then I'm here, and you're hitting me on the weeks when I'm here. So thanks for that. Because I record the other 2 podcasts that I do on Sunday, so I'm at home. So,
Right.
But since I get you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or whenever it is, I'm here in Cheeseland, avoiding eating cheese.
Well, I'll have to record on a weekend or something sometime so I can get you comfortable in your home turf.
Well, eventually I won't be here in a hotel anymore. I'm down to the last 30 days, so of this
Oh, that's
long
not bad.
training process. Yeah, long training process for my new job. So,
Intense.
Yeah.
All right. We are joined today, if you're not watching the video, by a very special guest. I am super, super excited to welcome Abby, a.k.a. KidSidious, to the show. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you
sounds
so
like
much
a boxer.
for having me.
Sounds like a boxer name. I love it. KidSidious.
Yeah, I know, that's,
Yeah.
just fit right into
I'm-
Punch Out or something.
Exactly. Well, I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you so much for having me on. I've never done anything like this, so as soon as you hit me up, I was like, yes, I would love to join you guys.
Awesome.
You know,
awesome.
Mark, I have to say, you really do corner the market on bringing guests on who says, I've never done anything like this before. It's so cool. So, yeah, Mark is kind of unearthing an entire generation of like new podcasters. He's a visionary, much like we're going to talk about in a little while.
He said the name. He said the name of the thing.
I said the name of a thing. I did it.
I did it.
Well, it's weird. Like I reach out to people that do cool Star Wars stuff on Instagram or TikTok or Twitter or wherever, and a lot of them, I guess, just focus on those little social media platforms and don't do podcasting. So
I've done
super
like
happy.
Twitch streaming and stuff, but I've never done anything like podcast wise. So I think this is really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're very excited that we're the first podcast that you've been on. This is going to be a fun show.
Yeah.
Before we start, though, anytime we have someone new on, we always ask their Star Wars intro story, your origin story, if you will.
Okay.
So, how did you get into Star Wars?
I was actually thinking about it last night, and it's kind of funny looking back because my grandparents raised me. I grew up with them, and my Nana would always bring home VHSs from Blockbuster. I'm gonna age myself right here, right now. Just get it out of the way.
This is refreshing. We're used to people being like, yeah, when I was 2 years old and episode 3 came out.
No.
Yeah, right.
Oh God.
We feel like the guy from Indiana Jones whose skin's melting off and turning into a
like,
skeleton.
I
no.
saw Empire when it was new in the theater when I was 4. So
That's
I'm
awesome,
old.
though. Not even. But yeah, my Nana would always bring home movies from Blockbuster, and she would usually bring like a Disney movie or like a lot of Winnie the Pooh, which, like, no hate to my man Pooh Bear. I've got a stuffed Pooh Bear like 2 feet over here. Loved it. But she randomly one day brought home The Phantom Menace right after it came out on VHS, which is so like out of like character for the kind of movie she would bring home. And I was just like, I don't know what it is. Let's watch it. And I have this really distinct memory of sitting in our like TV room in our house and like popping it in the VHS thing, and my grandpa walking in and being like, what are you going to watch? And I was like, I don't know. It's called Star Wars. There's a character called Obi Kenobi. And I was like 6 or 7 at this point. And he had seen like the original trilogy. So he was like, oh, I think it's like Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I was like, sure, whatever. But I watched it and I was instantly just obsessed, like enthralled. I had her re-rent it for me for probably like 3 months straight until she just bought me my own copy.
It's
But
so funny because it's like rent a movie. I could just,
Right.
I'm in a quick sidebar. I'm in a hotel, and our mutual friend Todd, who we were talking about, taught me how to get the Roku to log onto the hotel Wi-Fi, which I didn't think was possible. And
Yes.
now it's slaved into my voodoo, which of course I have always owned all the Star Wars movies. So after this, I'm probably going to hop in my hotel bed and just watch Empire.
Yeah,
and I don't have to do anything.
Like I can
it's just,
I can
it's
tell
so
the
crazy.
internet what to give me, and it gives it to me.
Give it to me, internet. Give it to me.
But yeah, that's how I got into it. None of my friends at the time, like being a little kid, I was probably in first, second. I don't know. Time is meaningless to me. So I was somewhere in elementary school, but nobody else liked it. So I just sat and I would go home and I would watch Star Wars every night for like months on end. And the love for it has only ramped up since then.
That's awesome. So you started with episode 1. What order did you watch? Did you go back and watch the original trilogy right after that, or what order did you end up seeing the movies in?
So I was super, like I said, I watched it like almost every night for like months on end. And I think when I finally was like, is there more Star Wars? My grandpa was like, oh, let me tell you. And so we watched the original trilogy. And then I got to see episodes 2 and 3 like in theaters. We went on opening day and stuff. So much fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
Oh, that's really hard.
It is.
Because
I
like obviously,
I can hardly answer this one myself. So if
yeah,
you
obviously
can name a couple
Empire.
of your favorites. Empire?
Obviously Empire. Yeah, obviously Empire. And then
That's
probably
it.
I mean, right. And that's the answer. No others. I want to say Revenge of the Sith, but I honestly also really loved Attack of the Clones. Which I know is not everybody's favorite. I thought it was really cool, like secret mystery planet, like all that kind of stuff. And like seeing like the inklings of like, oh, by the way, Senate's in control of Dark Lord of the Sith. And then being
wink,
like, no.
wink.
Crazy. Could not be me.
I remember that movie, and again, you're right, it wasn't, not top marks for like Hayden Christensen being an actor and saying words, but
yeah.
I remember when it came out in the theater. Now, I was an adult, I was grown, I was out of college, and so I was seeing it as an adult, so the wonderment wasn't there, but the whole like night chase on Coruscant and then the big battle on Geonosis, it's just so grand, and yes, it's all super fake because it's CGI, but at the time we were like, ooh, I can't believe it. So yeah, I was blown away too. So I admit I was swept up. Even as an adult, I was swept up in that. So I totally get it.
And I think it probably comes from like being younger.
Yeah. That's the Star Wars theory from How I Met Your Mother. Depends on how old you are if you like Ewoks or not. You can tell how old someone is by if they like Ewoks or not. I was actually looking up the other day. I think Revenge of the Sith still holds the record for longest sword fight ever in a movie.
It does, yeah. It does.
That third act, yeah.
Which is just wild that it still holds the record. And I suppose, like, unless we get some Marvel movie that's 80% sword fight, like,
could be. You don't know.
Maybe eventually down the road, Shang-Chi 2 or something. But
turn that. Somebody change up the last act of Endgame into just sword fighting. Everybody in the Portals battle is sword fighting.
How much better would that fight have been with lightsabers, though?
If Thanos' army is rushing at the Avengers and everybody's going with a lightsaber, right, the Hulk with 2 lightsabers.
You get Steve with the shield, and he reaches out and he calls the lightsaber to his hand instead of the Mjolnir.
I would love it.
Yeah, some lightning comes down and hits the lightsaber.
Thor's has got to be bigger though. He's got to have the lightsaber axe. Yeah.
Oh, double bladed kind of lightsaber. Yep. Lightsaber axe. Damn, is that a thing? I want that to be a thing.
No,
I want one of those.
It is now. Get Disney on the line.
Canon.
Make it happen.
It's canon.
Oh hell yeah! I think I got some researching to do after this. Lightsaber axe for sure. Yeah. You just completely derailed my whole brain there. I'm like, I need this. Like, this better be in Visions, or like I'm thinking of like Celtic warrior, Viking, lightsaber, Jedi.
Oh, I would love
broke it.
Yeah. That's
my god.
I'm all about this right now. So I'm making up an original character in my head right now. But back to asking you about some stuff, Abby. Favorite character?
That's very, very difficult, quite honestly. Because I don't know. I love Anakin, but I love Darth Vader. And I love Obi-Wan, but I love like Ventress. I have so many different there's a lot. That would probably be like top 4. Then if I had to throw like a 5th one in there, it would be like one of the clones from Clone Wars, but I don't know. It's hard to narrow down just one.
It definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I made a top 10 list on Twitter of my top 10 favorite Jedi this week. And I kept like, anytime someone replied, because I was like, hey, what are your favorites? And people kept replying. I was like, oh yeah, I need to add that one. Oh yeah, I need to add that one. And it was like, by the end of it, my list was like the top 100 Jedi that I love. And it was like, they're all tied for first after like Luke. And it was just like, I'm just indecisive and ridiculous, but there's so many
100-way tie. Yeah, honestly.
100-way tie for first. So with your answers there, I'm picking up a little turmoil. So I got to ask, Lightside or Darkside?
That is truly the ever-pressing question. And I know that like a gray Force user is not canon, so I'm not going to say that, but I lean towards the dark side. Only because when you look at like the Sith like creed, it's obviously being the opposite of like the Jedi code. It is allowing you to like tap into your emotion and stuff like that. So I feel like I err on that side, but yeah, I could go on.
So it bugs me that there are no gray Jedi in canon, because I've never fully agreed with the Jedi code of no attachments, and we've seen that fail over and over again. And we've seen like Qui-Gon Jinn, one of my favorites, that was stubbornly against a lot of the Jedi teaching. We've seen Anakin come back to the light side, not because of a lack of attachment, but because of his attachment to his son and to family. We've seen over and over again the Jedi code failing, and these things that they've forbidden actually be the things that save people. And it's like, does that make me gray? Like, does that make me somewhere in between, or am I just like a rogue Jedi or something, like a Ronin? Like, what's Ahsoka? Right? She said, I am no Jedi. And I had her on my list of favorite Jedi, but like, what is she? She canonically, I guess, not called a gray Jedi, but like, what the hell is she?
She's the closest thing that you'll see to like a gray Force user, because she is, like you said, she says, I am no Jedi, but she clearly has gone through like the Jedi teachings and is a Force user who wields lightsabers. What does that make her?
Exactly.
Well, I think it serves to underscore the fact that the entire system, certainly by the time you get to the sequel trilogy, has really started to fall apart. You know, is Rey the last Jedi? Is Rey a Palpatine, or is she a Skywalker because that's what she decides to be? You know, is the way of the post-Imperial First Order, Final Order galaxy within Star Wars simply a way of your own choosing and breaking the mold of destiny, throwing off the chains of a caste system? Think about it that way. Wow, shit, where did that come from? Damn.
We just got deep there.
Came from back here in the gray matter. Yeah, it becomes, it becomes a little bit of Fleetwood Mac, and you can go your own way. Think about that.
I like it.
That's something we've seen in the last couple of guests. Omar last time said, he wants to have some of the Sith dark Force user powers and stuff, but without like, he's like, can I use Force lightning without being a dick? And like that
being a dick.
That is something
like dressing like the Matrix with a badass helmet, and then just being able to wield some lightning and force choke someone when you're not getting your own way. But like, you don't have to be a complete dick and destroy a planet. Like, there's gotta be some kind of middle ground, and we need to. I think we need to explore that somewhere. So that's something that keeps coming up, and I think a lot of us that love Star Wars, even if we're like, I would 100% go Jedi, but I think I'd be very much like Qui-Gon or Ahsoka, where I'm just like, no, stop. I'm not listening to you. I'm doing my own thing. I'll not destroy planets, and I'll still rock a green lightsaber, but like, I'm gonna do some stuff that you don't want me to do. Like, I think that's just me.
And that's why I wish, Grey Jedi were canon, because I absolutely would choose that.
100%.
I feel you. I feel it. But you know what? All in good. I think it's coming. All things in good time.
Yeah,
Just
This is
yeah.
true.
keep
Gotta
your
wait and see.
eyes to the screen. It's going to go down like that.
I think so. I hope so. I hope there's more stuff, and we'll get to some visions and stuff that we hope to see maybe in there. Maybe Great Jedi or a thing there, even though it's not going to be canon. Because why would it be? Damn it!
Because of course.
But one last thing I want to ask before we kind of move on to some of the news and stuff is, how did you get into Star Wars content creation? I ask this all the time. There's a lot of people come in, and I always say, it takes one thing, is like everyone's seen the movies, but it takes a
Mhm.
special kind of person, I think, to see those movies and be like, damn it, I'm making some TikToks, or like, like I want to pose with a lightsaber and put that on the internet.
Yeah.
What snapped that made you want to do that stuff?
So I had TikTok for a while, and then the panini happened and we went on lockdown, and I was working in a restaurant, so that was especially like very closed, and the 2 weeks turned into 2 months, turned into, it's now a year and a half, and I just went back to work about a month and a half ago. And I got really, really, really into the Clone Wars over the pandemic because I had watched it years back. And I never really had a lot of friends who were into Star Wars, and I like to watch things with people, so I just didn't. And then, so it's me, my fiance, and then our best friend. We all live together, and me and my fiance were furloughed from work. Our best friend was working from home, and we knew that the final season was coming out. So we're like, okay, we're going to watch it together. So I played a lot of catch up to make it to season 7, because I really was craving some heartbreak, I suppose. But it's really wanted to be.
Oh my God. So bad. Heartbreakery.
So good, and so just I can't even. But just right in the heart. Oh,
my heart.
Sorry if you hear my dogs barking. They like to scream sometimes. But yeah, I had TikTok, and I would watch all of these awesome content creators, and then I made like a video here and there. And then when that trend was going around of doing the Adult Swim bump, I made one, and it kind of just not blew up like in any sense, went viral, but compared to what, with my like 45 followers, I woke up to like 600 followers the next day, and I was like, oh, so the people like Star Wars, I guess. Like, obviously I did, but from there I just was like, I have fun talking about it. I want to talk about it. I love finding funny things and making up headcanons and, just anything that I can do to kind of like make myself laugh about a Star Wars thing. I was like, maybe I'll just do it. And so I just started doing it. And I usually now will just record and draft a bunch of stuff over the weekend and post it throughout the week, just because I'm perpetually tired. But I'm just sleepy all the time. So that's kind of really how it started, was like, I guess that would be like maybe like 3-4 months ago now. I was like, oh, this video, people like actually think it's kind of cool. So I guess I'll just start doing this now. And that's literally, it just has not stopped since.
Wow. That's amazing. Any tricks or anything for someone trying to get into that? Would it be, consistency? We've heard consistency, or just doing kind of what you like or what you think the trends are, or any
I think it's a combination of the two, of like trends versus what you like. I will say consistency is definitely a thing, because there are some times where I'm like, I'm tired, I'm going to go home, I'm going to take a shower, I'm going to get in bed, I'm not going to post anything. And I notice when I do that for a couple of days, I'll see like slightly less engagement, which like I'm not in it for the like, oh my God, please follow me, please love me. Like I just do it because it's fun, and I like love connecting with the people on there. But I do notice when I'm consistently like once, twice a day posting, that I see like the engagement go up. And I do like to do some of like the trend audios and stuff like that, or like what's going on. Right. If I like it, I'll do it, essentially. If I like the trend, I'll do it. But I also like to find audio that makes me laugh, because I think if you're not enjoying what you're making, then nobody else is going to.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That's I mean, that's why we've been doing this show like this. It was Charlie and I started off just doing like canon updates, and it was just kind of the two of us running through like what's new in canon over the last 2 weeks and doing that, and it was fun. But then we started we had a couple of guests on just to fill like a lull in the content and stuff, and it was like,
yeah, that's fair.
Like shit. A, that was fun. B, it connected with a lot of people and got a lot of like shared and just a lot of traffic and stuff like that. And it was just like, wow, that kind of worked. Okay, well, let's like mix that up. Like maybe once a month we'll have a guest. And then it just kind of like snowballed into like, this is more fun.
Yeah.
And we can talk
about,
we can talk about the canon stuff as we did with the Bad Batch. That's the first part of the episode. And then the second is or the second part of the episode. And the first part is talking just like this. So you just kind of find what you like and roll with it, I guess. Sometimes that's kind of the best thing to do.
A show.
But so I just mentioned, we've been talking about canon stuff, and there's not much to talk about now, but we do have some exciting news. So let's jump into some of that. Basically, we want to talk about some stuff we're excited about that's coming up in Star Wars. And the first thing I think on the way is Star Wars Visions. That's coming out in a week, 9 days, I think, from
something like that.
Yeah. 6. I thought, wasn't it the 16th? Isn't that this week? Is that Thursday?
Is it?
I mean, I could be wrong, but that's a googs right there. I mean, I'll give it a googs while we're talking. Hold on.
See if you can find that out. But while you do that, before we started recording, I put out a little call on Twitter and our Discord channel. This is a great time to plug our Discord channel. So Secret Friends Unite has a great Discord community. If you want to join it, there's links in the show notes and on all of our social media. And you can join that and talk about Star Wars or video games or Star Trek. We have different channels for each show, but this one came through the Star Wars channel from Carly, aka Scarlett, and she says
Point
she's
of order.
excited.
Hold on.
Yep.
Hold on. A week from Wednesday, the 22nd.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right.
So you were right. You're right. And
9 days.
You're right. Now I will shut up. 9 days.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Math from something I read yesterday. That's not too bad. So Carly, back to her comment. I was just asking basically what people were excited for that's coming up. And she said Visions. I was originally wary of these, but having seen the trailer, they seem exciting. I'm most looking forward to the samurai animation one. I'm also very excited for the KOTOR remake. I have never played the game, but my husband loves them. This will be a great way for me to experience this side of Star Wars I've never seen before, aside from Jedi Fallen Order and a little bit of Battlefront 2. And we're going to talk about KOTOR in a little bit, but first, let's get to Visions. Charlie, we've kind of talked about Visions when the trailer, I think, first got announced. At that point, we weren't even sure if they were going to be canon stories or not. It seems that they're not going to be canon. Are you guys looking forward to Visions? Abby, let's
yeah, please.
Okay. I'm super looking forward to it. I think it's going to be the most essentially the most expensive fan fiction you've ever seen. I think it's going to be beautiful. The animation looks gorgeous. Some of the studios that they're working with, I'm pretty sure one of them is the studio that did Cowboy Bebop, which is one of my favorite animes. I want to say, or maybe I just made that up and was hoping it was. Regardless,
we're going to roll with it.
The art looks amazing. I think it's going to be a really incredible addition to Star Wars. So
awesome. Charlie, you're going to say something, and I threw to Abby instead. What do you got?
I mean, I have to say, just because, again, anime is not for me at all. However, I did just bring up this cast list. Alison Brie, Kyle Chandler, Jamie Chung, what else we got going? Joseph Gordon-Levitt, David Harbour. You got NPH, Neil Patrick Harris. I didn't even really look into this until now, just how many explosive talent is involved in this. So, this for me is a complete. I'm going to kind of close my eyes and drawing from Lucasfilm, do another Lucasfilm character, take Indiana Jones standing in The Last Crusade in front of the invisible bridge, just lifting up my foot and falling forward and seeing what I land on. As far as trying to show out, I will give it a shot.
Taking a leap
totally
of faith.
Fair.
You know what? And yeah, I kind of feel similar. Like I'm not a huge anime fan unless it's something that I'm kind of already into. So I've seen some of like the Batman when they've done anime with Batman, or the Animatrix, or the like Halo did some anime stuff, and I've always enjoyed those. I've just never, I guess, never had one that really clicked with me. I mean, I watched, like, I'll say Pokemon as a kid, but like that's like light anime, and like I watched Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, so I was into that kind of stuff when I was younger. But this one really has me excited because, of course, it's Star Wars, and I just want to take it in. So definitely leap of faith, and I'm very excited for that as well. The one thing that's, I can't even say it's pissing me off, because it's not canon, or if it is for sure not canon, which it seems to be. That's not bugging me because it's not canon. I don't care if it's Legends or canon or whatever. Just enjoy what you enjoy. But the thing that's bugging me about it is it has the potential to be the most exciting stuff in Star Wars that we've seen in a while, as far as like new takes on things, new ideas, some new weapons, some new characters. Like, we've been saying, like, let's get away from the Star Wars saga, or the Skywalker saga. Let's
please,
explore
please.
a new time in the galaxy. And that's why we were so excited for High Republic, and I've liked the stuff I've seen there. Let's get more of it. Why can't these stories be canon unless they're taking place in the same timeline as like the Skywalker saga or something, and like you'd have some conflicting ideas? But why not say, like, yeah, this was 5,000 years ago, this is 10,000 years in the future, this is like in a different part of the galaxy, like beyond the outer rim, like just explore some new stuff. Like, it's a big galaxy, it's a long time ago in a galaxy far away, so maybe this was, some other long time ago or something.
Right?
Like,
yeah, cue it up. Keep going. That's your Kotor right there. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And so that's why I'm disappointed that this isn't canon, is because it's just making me scream, why not? I understand why some of the Legends stuff is Legends, because you have Luke Skywalker going off and doing very different things. You have different visions for what they wanted, for what Disney wanted with the sequels, and you couldn't have the novels. Obviously, is like the Young Jedi and this and that. Like, they're conflicting ideas, but this, from what I've seen so far, doesn't conflict with anything. So they're just saying, like, maybe it's too out there or something. Like, I don't understand the reason.
I wouldn't say don't totally give up hope, because that the EU, the Legends, everything rendered essentially moot by the Disney takeover back in 2012, has been, and it continues to be, and I think always will be, cherry-picked just a little bit. Like, we're going to take a little bit of this and sneak that in. So it's not explicitly to say that there's something here, something there, that couldn't be like, yeah, but this story with this character who did this thing and that thing, here's a little tie, and here's a little nod and a wink and a, hey, nerds, check this little tiny bit out, because it's going to be a little bit like that thing. So I wouldn't, totally give up the ship and surrender to the, I wanted to have it my way. It could end up being your thing. You just don't really know. Yeah. You just don't really know.
And that's it.
Very
like,
true.
I'm going to enjoy it, whether it's canon, Legends, or something in between. That's fine. I have that question of why. And until I see it, maybe I won't understand. But to me, it's like, there's Luke Skywalker's not in this, Han Solo's not in this from what I've seen. Like, so why can't these stories be somewhere else in the galaxy? Anyway, that's that.
That's very fair. That's very valid.
I got you. I'm totally down. I got you.
Yeah. Just the question of why, and maybe that'll be answered in 9 days. But until then, I'll just wonder. I'm just going to be wondering, like, what did they go too wacky? And Disney was like, oh man, this is going to be Legends. I don't know, but I'm excited to see I tell you that crazy ideas.
That's absolutely what we're dealing with over on Star Trek right now with the Lower Decks. Mark, the show you said you would watch a couple of. By the way,
it's on Crave. I'm going to be watching it. Don't worry, I've got it. I'm gonna tell you at this point to stick to season 1, because we've been talking about season 2 over on Code 47, our Star Trek podcast. We are not enjoying it, so maybe just stick with season 1 at this point, and then we'll kind of see what's going on. I'm not going to squeeze season 2 of Ted Lasso out of you. Is that what you're saying? If I watch all of Upper Decks?
Upper decker, lower decker. So like upstairs. Is that like upstairs, downstairs?
I was trying to make an upper decker joke. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Do what you can. No,
that's where we're going
season
with
one
the Star Trek podcast or Star Wars podcast.
Season one was very enjoyable. Season 2 is very Family Guy light. It's not a good situation.
Ooh.
So anyway, I digress.
Gotcha. So one thing that is canon and pisses off a lot of people is the next thing I want to bring up is Hasbro just announced what I think is super badass. This is the Rey Skywalker lightsaber. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is the first time there's something been really like made a big deal of having Rey Skywalker. We've seen like Rey Funko Pops or Rey Darkside Funko Pops or Rey Yellow Lightsaber Funko Pops or toys or whatever or
everything, but
like,
but not anything that really
Rey
leans
Skywalker.
into it. Right.
This is a big deal for me personally because my aunt introduced me to Star Wars. She was adopted. And if anyone says that she's not family, they get to meet my lightsaber and possibly fists. Star Wars for me has always been about that found family, finding your crew, finding your place in the galaxy, and it doesn't matter what your blood lineage is. You can find that kind of connection. So when Rey said, "My name's Rey Skywalker," I was like, "Yeah, that's awesome." And then going back and hearing everyone be like,
"You're right.
She's not a Skywalker," like, piss right off. Yes, she is, and the Force ghosts over there giving her the thumbs up say she is. So there we go. So having Rey Skywalker on something is to me super validating. I love it. I love to see it, and I wish I could afford this damn lightsaber because right now I can't. But yeah, what do you guys think of this awesome little Black Series Hasbro thing?
I think that I was the one that shared this link with you yesterday. It doesn't mean that's when you saw it, but I was the one who made a big deal out of it. No, I have a VA for my my Luke Skywalker cosplay. I have just the one at this point. I do have Yavin / early Marvel Luke. I do have a wig. I've given up on doing wigs for cosplays because I look ridiculous. I'm sticking with the gray hair. I'll be gray-haired Luke wearing the jacket. But I do have the Anakin Rey Luke traditional blue saber made by Hasbro, through the Star Wars Black Series. It's fantastic. It's great. It's not of such durable quality that you'd want to whack it against a tree, but it can be effectively used to kind of play spar with another cosplayer for the purpose of photography. So yeah, I like what they've done. I did get that one for $150. These are now $250. So Star Wars does know inflation, and they really do think they can get people to pay, and they can.
I thought this was an expensive lightsaber.
We made the same hilt.
I know. Yeah, it's exactly the same. Really? I know yours was kind of similar.
The part near the emitter is different, but the second I saw that Rancor tooth, I was like, "That's the one."
Me too. Yeah, Tenel Ka from Legends, 100%. Rancor lightsaber had to go that. But I thought this was expensive, $200 back when I built it. They're $220 now. But yeah, $250 for that lightsaber. That's pretty hard to swallow. It does. I saw today. They confirmed that it does light up blue, green, and then spark yellow as you turn the emitter, which is different than the Disney Legacy Saber, which didn't have a functioning turn emitter. It was just the push button. So this is actually better than the one Disney's selling if you want movie accuracy. So Abby, what did you think about this one?
I think it's really cool, and I agree with you. Actually, one of the most popular TikToks I ever made was me just being like, hey, if you don't think that Star Wars is about A, rebellion, and B, found family, I'm sorry to inform you, you never understood what Star Wars was about in the first place. Like I said, my grandparents raised me. That's not like adoption per se, but one of my aunts is adopted. My uncle is adopted. I would be remiss not to fight for the fact that Rey is a Skywalker. It's you adopt somebody, they take your last name, they now have your last name. it happens every day in the real world. Why can it not happen in the Star War?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we fighting about this? It's never made any sense to me.
Yes, absolutely.
And also, talking on the lightsaber, I think it looks gorgeous. Yeah. Back to the original thing we were supposed to talk about.
That stuff aside. But I mean, even past the movies, like, did you miss the entire plot of The Mandalorian for anyone arguing? Like, they're a family. Well, they're not even the same species.
Yeah.
That came afterwards, and Baby Yoda is cute. So that, first of all, not Baby Yoda, but this is how morons talk. Well, Baby Yoda is cute, so stop it,
Charlie. Who do you think is cuter? I saw this on TikTok today: Grogu or Jeff the land shark from what is it, Gwenpool?
Oh,
familiar with that cute little bastard shark? That he's just so
I'm gonna go with Grogu. Doesn't matter.
All right. I'm leaning towards the shark, man. I don't know. I got a thing for shark. Well, obviously got a thing for sharks. For anyone watching the video, I'm showing off my shark tattoo.
Little shark.
So
he's got a thing for sharks.
Jeff's just kind of a cute little land shark with like little puppy legs and stuff. He's adorable. Yeah. Anyway, back to Star Wars stuff. Yeah, I love this lightsaber. So cool. Had to go off on a little Rey tangent, and you'll understand why in a second.
Yeah.
But first, let's get to the Kotor remake. This was some big news this week. This was rumored for a very long time. I'm very excited. Charlie's not super into video games, but I'm sure you're going to love watching the cutscenes for this one.
Yeah! Okay, I'm back.
Woo.
Charlie fell asleep once I said video games, but he's back. So we had one person comment in our Discord channel about this one. This was Alex Pazzarini, my friend from, man, I don't even know when I met Alex. We grew up on the same street. So like, this is going way back. So Alex, thanks for listening. Thanks for commenting.
Whoa. Wait.
What's up?
You guys have streets there, and it's not just canals where the sea creatures flow down. They're like streets with pavement.
Well, I'm just
hearing this for the first time.
Yeah, I'm.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm putting it into words that you guys can.
Okay.
I'd jump on my shark and I'd swim to Alex.
American words.
Yes.
And for you guys to get. And,
yeah.
Jump on the logs and ride the Beaver dams down to Alex's place to play.
As one does.
Exactly. Yeah. So he said. For stuff that he's excited, he said, gotta be KOTOR, although I wish it was an Xbox release exclusive first, not PS5. I have to say I agree with Alex because I have an Xbox Series X and a PlayStation 4, so I won't be playing this one right away unless I get a PlayStation 5 before it comes out, and that's not likely because they're hard to find and expensive. Yes. And as I said about the tattoo, or I'm thinking about tattoos because that's what I'm spending my money on instead of lightsabers or PlayStation 5s.
I feel that.
Yep. Yeah. I was just, you have several tattoos, so I'm sure you understand.
I do, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Good.
They're expensive.
Yes. I was still like, I have an appointment booked in November, and I'm still like, okay, yeah, I'll save this much, and that'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
I'm still dancing on. I don't yet have the Rebel Crest. I think it's going to go right here. But yeah, nice. I'm very light. Yeah, Avengers, and then over here is the hell do I have? More Star Trek, and then Spider-Man. So yeah, right. But nice. So it's going to be probably Cap Shield on one side, and then the Rebel Crest on the other side, and then I'm probably done.
I'm still working on
not very adventurous.
My Jedi tattoo. I'm thinking up there, like top of my arm, but I might.
Yeah.
I might go just opposite of my shark and just have it like my forearm or something. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out.
Bring it together.
Lots of time to figure it out. Anyway, KOTOR remake, PlayStation 5 instead of Xbox, which is wild to me.
Yeah.
Exclusive at least for a bit. I've heard different rumors that it's a straight up PS5 exclusive, PS5 and PC. And then I've heard like a year exclusive window, which makes a little bit more sense to me. With Aspire doing a PC port, and then they'll be working on the Xbox port. So I'm hoping it comes to Xbox, like I said, unless I pick up a PS5. So I'll admit I never really played through the whole bit of the first game. I know what happens. I know kind of the general story. I've looked stuff up, but like I've recently tried to go back to this as well. And like, it's kind of a slog to get through, to be honest, in like modern gameplay kind of thing. Like going back,
Yeah.
it's like going back to like, and like I love Super Nintendo and NES and N64, and some of those games are just so hard to go back to. Uh, and even games that I loved when I was a kid, it's just like, ugh, just no. So that's kind of how I felt going back to KOTOR last year, so I'm looking forward to a remake, but also, yeah, just kind of like looking forward to. I'm wondering if they're going to be adding new stuff to the story. I'm wondering if they're going to be changing anything, or if this is going to be a straight remake, remaster. What are they going to be doing with this? So, Abby,
Yeah.
you're a big video game person. Are you excited about this one?
I'm not a huge gamer, quite honestly. I was not allowed video games growing up, so it's only in
Ooh,
like the past.
allowed.
I was not allowed video game. No,
Mm.
but my fiance is a huge gamer. He just everything all the time is like this game, this game. He's like, I have like 62 games that I've bought that I have yet to actually get to play. Like he's super into it.
He might have to come on
And
co-op mode with Todd and I if he wants to talk
oh,
video
I'm
games.
sure you would love that.
100%,
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, he is the one who's kind of gotten me more into it. And I have heard many a story about KOTOR and just how great it is. And I know that pretty much everybody in the Star Wars fandom has been waiting for this moment. So I'm super excited. We do have one PS5 at home. It's my roommate's. I will make him let me use it. But because I never really got to play it, I have been reading a Revan novel just because
cool.
I'm like, I want to know more. I want to get more into it. So doing a little research on it. But I am super excited for it to come out so I can get into playing it.
Sweet. So I did have when we were starting, I said at the start of the episode that we already tried the intro a couple of times. One of those, I was interrupted by a tweet in reply to my "Does anyone have anything they're pumped for?" And one was on Twitter at Pixelrena saying, "I thought of you when I saw that KOTOR remake announcement. I also thought, and it's just like 17 A's in a row. So I'm guessing she's pretty excited. But yeah,
Sounds like
anyone,
it.
Star Wars video games, that's my jam. It's one of those like black holes in my gaming repertoire that I haven't actually played this. So I'm very much looking forward to it. And but I hope they modernize some of the, I don't know, gameplay mechanics to it. But
Yeah,
maybe
that's what I've
I'm
heard.
gonna really try and go back to the original on my Xbox and just kind of like force myself to get through it. Charlie,
Yes.
you're ready for the
No.
Lego stuff. Are you pumped
Yes.
for this? Are you happy that it's that they're at least giving this part of Star Warsdom? That's a thing now? I'm just making that a thing. Let's just keep going with
Why
it.
the hell not?
Are you excited that they're revisiting this?
I mean, I'm going to say yes, knowing very limited amounts about it. The thing that all of us kind of in the Secret Wars, or the Secret, did I call it the Secret Wars? We are not a Marvel comic miniseries from 1984. All of us in the
Todd
secret
fighting?
Maybe all of us in the Secret Friends family, as far as Star Wars goes, really do want to break off from the rut that we're stuck in. That's like Lando had a cheese sandwich the day after Empire, but the day before Return of the Jedi, he had a ham sandwich. I mean, that's where they're at with the comics and stuff. It's also like packed in. So peel back 1,000 years, new story, something that can have total stakes because you've got new characters and they can live. It can be like a Josh Whedon where they can live or they can die. Somebody can get shot in the head, get their head chopped off, whatever it is, and you just don't see it coming because there's not 40 million other stories in place that that person is going to be alive.
Right.
I mean, come on. Let's cut the BS and let's see the proof in the pudding. I say let's take a new direction.
Absolutely.
Totally fair.
Yeah, I think this is going to be exciting. I can't wait to see more. We got a very much of a teaser kind of trailer for this, but that was enough to hold some of us over. So very exciting. We'll keep updating on news somewhere between here and co-op mode. I'll make sure that whatever week news happens, I mention it on whatever show I'm on. So make sure you're subscribed to everything on Secret Friends so you get all the Kotor
Everything.
news
All
as it's happening. Yeah, and I'm sure Todd will mention it on Secret Friends and drive you crazy. So that'll be fun. Charlie's just dead staring for anyone not watching the video version of this. He's just completely shut off his brain. That's awesome.
I am. All I'm hearing is Turkey in the Straw.
Fantastic.
Okay, very good. Moving on.
While you go and play your banjo, we are going to move on to the last little bit for today's show, and that is kind of the reason I messaged you in the first place, Abby, and that is the way that you kind of deal with toxic fandom and standing up to some of the bullshit that we see online in the Star Wars community. Luckily, I think, and I think I mentioned this a week or two ago, that we've had some pretty great guests, and I've kind of curated my own like Twitter and TikTok and stuff to be people that kind of seem to just love Star Wars for Star Wars and understand the themes of Star Wars as we discussed earlier. And you know, it's great, but you 100% will come across those people that don't get stuff and they want to start some shit online. And it was a few weeks ago, I think, that I forget what it was even about, but that's the first time I messaged you, and I was just like, I love how you handled that. And you seem to have kind of like just that kind of attitude that you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna step up and tell you you're wrong and hold my ground, and I absolutely admire that. And so I wanted to ask you, when you're dealing with toxic fandom, when to ignore, when to engage with these kind of people, and when you just go straight up Order 66 and just like start killing some punk asses on the internet. Like,
knock it out.
What's your approach to this? How do you handle that kind of stuff?
So for me, I look at it at the angle of like, these people are the type of people who are probably hurt inside. They probably just want something to be mad at. And it's so much easier to like, quote unquote, play the villain. It does not take any growth or looking within or anything like that to kind of stay stagnant in that mindset. And genuinely, I pity that, because I know that they are most likely very, very highly unhappy people. And I never give them the time of day in the way of like, if somebody leaves me a comment or sends me a message, I'm not going to call you out by name because I know you want attention, but I'm going to call attention to the fact that what you're doing is wrong or inaccurate or just plain stupid. And that's really all I do is like, I just find a way to laugh at it, because I guarantee you that no man, woman, or child on the internet, especially a stranger, is ever going to truly hurt my feelings. You can call me every name in the book and I'm just going to be like, okay, cool.
Right. Well,
do you feel better now?
Yeah, it's always 100% in life. And I had to tell this to my 16-year-old son over the weekend. I have to frequently mention this to my best friend who is going through some tough times because she's going through a divorce. Not Todd, my other best friend, my other best friend who's a woman. Yeah. That always consider the source. It's some fucking stranger on the internet who you'll never meet, who doesn't know anything about you, and is sizing you up because of how you look or something that you said.
Exactly.
What does any of that mean at all? Okay,
yeah.
You're right. And someone who needs to anonymously try to stab a knife into a stranger over the wonder of the internet is, like you said, broken inside and forever living in mom's basement. Just
exactly
100%. Nothing going on in their life. They're riding that shark out to sea, Mark. They're just riding it out to sea. They're not coming back.
Don't diss sharks or riding them out to sea.
Well, okay, could it be one of the beavers and they have a foot on a log and they're like, like Aquaman, but with
They
beavers.
wouldn't be
Is that
great
possible?
going out to sea. No, you'd be better off stringing a
Okay,
shark.
okay.
I was tracking
you
some
just-
sharks recently to try to see if I could hitch a ride down to New York, but it doesn't seem like it's going to work.
Gotcha.
Oh
well,
beavers,
that's okay.
yeah, they're loud and obnoxious, and their butts smell like vanilla. That's
Interesting factoid.
What?
No, okay. I don't actually
Things
know
I did
this
not
for
know.
like in person. Did you guys know? I was just discussing this with my mother on the weekend and trying to discuss her. That actually, yeah, the flavoring. It used to be this has been phased out, but like the flavoring for vanilla in the past used to actually be taken from like a beaver's anal secretion gland, because that it apparently smelled or tasted like vanilla, and that's what they used to use for vanilla flavor.
Horrified right now.
I know, it's gross.
Right, so you got basically beaver ass grease. There you go.
Yeah.
There's the name of the episode.
That's
Beaver ass grease.
I-
A Star Wars story.
So that's
I love
that's
it.
my weird fact for the day.
Sold.
That's so sorry. Yeah, we've derailed way too far. We normally
call
derail
swirling.
a bit, but like we completely squirreled off in a very weird
Yeah.
direction.
I
here.
mean, what was the rail? Is there a rail? Is this any kind of I don't know.
No,
It was-
my
it was
where's the
this-
line?
brain's a bag
There's no
full
line.
of
Yeah.
squirrels, and that's where it
Blah,
took
blah,
me
blah.
this time. So back to this is why I have notes right in front of me, so I can go back and say, "Hey, speaking
Good
of
boy.
toxic fandom, so
Beaver
we saw
buttholes.
a lot of that this week, and it was weird
Yeah.
when I saw. So you kind of expect it with the Rey Skywalker thing. We've discussed why, but those people just clearly don't understand what Star Wars is about. The weird one for me was the KOTOR remake, and I kind of expected it to be like, this should be on an Xbox, but like some of it was like, no, they have to make this canon and redo the sequels, and it like brought that whole like bullshit up again. It was just like,
Yeah,
are we
just tearing the
really-
wound open. Yeah,
are
it's
we
just
really back to this.
well,
Yeah.
it's just what's is to be accomplished with all the like, okay, this is the way it is. Well, I don't like it. Yeah, that
The
is.
thing
It's
is-
a bunch of babies.
Yeah. Eventually, these people are going to have nothing left of Star Wars to like if every single thing they're like, well, I have a problem with it because of this. And it's like, for me, the weird one was Visions is like, it's not even out yet. And I fully respect if anime is not your thing. Like, that's totally fair. But with every cinematic universe, there's probably going to be a bit or a piece of it that isn't your favorite. And they
Right.
don't all
True,
have to
true.
be your favorite. And that's okay. But it's like people got so mad about it. And I'm on Twitter. It's nothing special. Like, I'm just there to either scream in general or scream about Star Wars. Sometimes it's just Into the Void. Sometimes it's Into the Void. That is a galaxy far, far away. And I said, hey, if you don't think if you don't think that if I could speak, that would be great. Let's try this
Do
again.
it.
All right, we managed.
Do it.
If you don't think Visions is going to be your thing, I suggest simply not watching it.
Yeah,
Wow.
And
it
send
can be
me-
done.
send tweet.
It can be done.
It can be done. It can be done. And the
What was that?
amount.
What was
Sorry, go
that
ahead.
line? What was that line from Blazing Saddles? U.S. versus Davidson. Davidson won. U.S. 0. It can be done. There
Can
you
be
go.
done. Yes. No, the amount of grown men I had in my DMs on Twitter,
Grown men.
grown men, telling me to yeet myself, putting it lightly, was
It's not even really a word.
absolutely. It's not. It's not. But
Fellas,
trying to keep
if you're the type of person to do that and you're listening to this show, unsubscribe.
Go yeet yourself. Oh, sorry.
Yeet.
I was trying.
yeet
I was
or
try- I
be
was
yeeted.
Subscribe.
I was.
Straight up.
I
We do
was
not
trying
want
to.
you.
I was trying to speak their language, but it
Yeah.
cannot.
I
be done.
don't speak their language. I just pick things up and I'm like, I think this is. Do you yeet? Are you yote? I'm not sure, but
Yote Magote.
yote my goat. Yeah.
No,
Shoot,
that
Mago.
is
It
like
was intense for a couple of days.
that's so disappointing. And
It genuinely is.
I know.
yeah, unnecessary.
Yeah.
And seriously, if you're the type of person to engage in that kind of behavior, whether it's with Abby or some other random person, or like someone that's directed or written a Star Wars movie, and you feel the need to like DM them and utter death threats or otherwise,
Right.
unsubscribe. This is not the place for you. Please seek help. Professional
Yeah.
help.
Poor Kelly
Oh
Kelly
my
Marie
God.
Tran,
Yeah.
or certainly now I'm drawing a Finn, your guy Finn. Why can't I remember his name?
John Boyega.
The
John
Black
Boyega.
Stormtrooper. Yeah, John Boyega. The outrage over a stormtrooper with dark skin, a guy in a white suit of armor who takes his helmet off is not a white guy, who he never was before, because they always said, "Oh my God."
Speaking of Finn, actually, did you guys? I didn't add this to the show notes, and I didn't know if we should bring this up, but there's been some rumors that they're inching closer to a solo series with him for Disney Plus, and they're just.
I'm sorry.
I love that.
I thought you said the Solo. I was thinking bringing back
sorry,
Solo.
That's
okay.
You know what? I'd love for them to bring back some stuff with Solo. Give me some more Young Adventures, whether it's a Disney Plus show or a movie that's not like redone in 2 months, or something that might have a better chance of mean, that movie was such a hodgepodge of different things. It had no chance, but I kind of still liked it for what it was.
Really,
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
yeah,
right. It was.
I watched
it.
I watched it 2 days ago, and there's still definitely parts of it I enjoy. But anyway,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Just give me some Lando and some Han and send me on my way. I'm happy. But yeah, it's I would love for that to be a solo series, like a Finn solo series, Finn on his own with
I would love
adventures
that so
in the
much.
galaxy. Would be fantastic. So we'll see. Hopefully by the next time we record, we have some news on that. But yeah, we'll keep you in touch. For sure. Any other thoughts on toxic fandom or dealing with that kind of stuff, or anything before we start wrapping up?
I think you just have to remember, like, when you're on the receiving end of it, again, like I said earlier, it's just unhappy people who want to bring you down to their level of unhappiness. Misery loves company is so true, especially in a case like this. And, there are times where it's okay to engage, because some people just want to have they might yell a little bit, but they want to have an actual conversation. They're willing to listen. That's when I engage. Because even if there's, a tad bit of screaming, sharing ideas is okay. And seeing things from other people's point of view is okay. But when it comes to the really toxic, you can't be a fan if you like this. You can't be a fan if you're a girl. If you can't name 5 clones, if you don't know what Revan's dad's brother's whatever blood type is, you're not a fan.
Right. AB negative -3. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, exactly.
I got it.
Exactly.
I got it.
He's a real fan, I guess.
I got it. Yes, I have my card.
There you go. Just remember that these people are miserable, and they want you to be too. And it doesn't matter what insults they're through. I've been called ugly. I've been called stupid. I've been called anything that you can think of.
Hey, look, I'm all of those things, and I love it. It's awesome.
I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just saying I've been called it.
I'm just saying, don't tell me. That's my thing. That's my word for myself.
Exactly. Just don't let it get to you. It's truly just go let them be unhappy in their corner where nothing will ever please them because XYZ. Don't let it get to you.
Right.
You have to go to sleep with yourself at night. So as long as you know you're being kind and accepting and a generally good person, that is, at the end of the day, all that matters.
Absolutely. Yeah. And yeah. Charlie, I'm not going to comment on anything that you said.
That's good. That's a good plan. I like that.
No, that's
very good.
Good way to go. And I think that's a good way to finish this episode. So, Abby, thank you so much for joining us. This was an absolute pleasure. We'd love to have you back sometime. But until
thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. Until we can have you back, how about telling people where they can find you on the internet?
Yes.
So caveat with this, anyone listening, she's going to tell you where to find her. If you send a bad message, I am coming after you.
You're done.
Like, hard.
You're fucking
sharks.
done, son.
With sharks. So with the caveat
and
the
beaver
caveat
anuses,
like,
beaver ass.
That is 100
vanilla beaver ass.
Smell like vanilla.
All
I swear to God.
For the rest of your life.
So yes, please tell our nice listeners where they can follow you.
So I am on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at KidSidious with a little underscore at the end. Super side note, I do also make music, and you can find that on music platforms under the name Moriarty.
Very good
Moriarty.
stuff. Very good stuff.
Yes.
It's the one I really, it was like Ahsoka.
Oh, Dream Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. That was it. Yeah,
that's actually that's secretly my favorite song.
I love. I really like that one.
Thank you. Awesome. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you again for coming on. This was a blast. We'll have to have you back on maybe after we all watch some Visions or play some KOTOR, and we'll geek out again. But yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. And Charlie, you want to wrap this one up for us?
Let's party, friends. Thank you as always for joining us. I'm going to tell you that sharing is caring, and to keep on trucking.
Keep that Star Trek crap on your other show, Charlie. I swear. May the Force be with you. Rex, play us out. This podcast is part of the Secret Friends Unite podcasting network. Visit secretfriendsunite.com for more great shows, articles, news, reviews, and more. Secret Friends Unite podcasts are available on Apple, Google, Spotify, and other podcast services around the world. If you'd like to be part of the conversation, you can join us on Facebook or our new Discord server, or follow at Secret Friends U on Twitter. Please subscribe to Secret Friends Unite on YouTube and visit our merch store at tpublic.com. Just search Secret Friends Unite. Thanks for listening.